Hi, my name is Victor Strandberg. In this video, I'll walk you through what application lifecycle information we provide and how you can utilize it. There are three different lifecycle values that can be shown on an application. The first and most valuable one is dates, indicating specifically when something will occur or has occurred. Here we support release date, end of support date, end of extended support date, and end of life date. The second one is status, indicating what stage of the lifecycle the application is currently in. Here we support, end of extended support, and end of life. The third and last one is called not announced, indicating that the lifecycle information has not yet been publicly stated by the software vendor of the application. Here we support release date not announced, end of support date not announced, end of extended support date not announced, and end of life date not announced. So where can you find all of this information? The best way is to utilize the available reports. Here you have application reports such as nearing end of life, end of support, and end of extended support. Let's take the nearing end of support report as an example. This report highlights which applications in your estate have already or will reach its end of support stage. This report utilizes the lifecycle value of specific dates and will not provide you with all the available lifecycle values. So what report should you use for that? My recommendation will be to use the all application reports. It provides a lot of information, which enables you to customize the report based on the information you're looking for. To narrow down the volumes, I'll be selecting the Microsoft manufacturer as a criteria for the first example. The column selector contains all the lifecycle columns that are available. You can pick and choose from the column selector what you deem relevant for the report you're creating. To customize the report to contain all the available lifecycle values, select release date not announced, end of support date, end of support date not announced, end of extended support date, end of extended support date, end of extended support date not announced, end of life date, end of life date not announced. The report you are creating can be exported and saved if you would like. For the first example, I've selected the application Microsoft.NET Core 1.0. This application has a few different lifecycle values. It states a release date, an end of support date, an end of extended support date, and an end of life date, but it also states end of support, end of extended support, and end of life. How come? The date value indicates specifically when something will occur or has occurred, while the status value indicates which lifecycle stage the application is currently in. Since the end of support date, end of extended support date, and end of life date have already occurred for the application, the end of support, end of extended support, and end of life stage are true, resulting in both these values being highlighted. So are there scenarios where this could look different? Yes, there is. For this example, we'll be looking at the manufacturer Quest software and application TOEFL Oracle 12.9. Here we can see that we have a release date and an end of support date available, but not an end of extended support date or an end of life date. But the end of extended support and end of life columns have been marked as true. How is this possible? The Data Intelligence Service has the possibility to mark applications as end of support, end of extended support, and end of life without having an associated date. The reason for this is that the information about the specific dates may no longer be available, and if only a specific date could be used, no lifecycle insight could be provided to you, and the lifecycle information for the application would be marked as not announced. So how can the lifecycle stage be determined when only limited information is available? Many manufacturers have different ways of handling the lifecycle aspect of their applications, but there is usually a common ground where earlier versions have a shorter lifecycle than the later versions released, which can be seen in this image of Red Hat Enterprise Linux. If, for example, version 9.4 of the application reaches its end of extended support stage, we would be able to clearly tell that the previous versions of the application have already reached that stage as well. Red Hat provides detailed lifecycle information, but let's pretend that that would not be the case and that the information shown in the image did not exist. In that case, we would still be able to highlight that the version 9.0, 9.1, 9.2, and 9.3 had reached the end of extended support stage because of the information we had on version 9.4. It is important to note that even though that this is the most common structure, there are software and software vendors that do not follow this. Oracle Java is a great example where earlier versions may have a longer life cycle than the later versions released. So to summarize this video, there are 3 different kinds of lifecycle values available, which are date, indicating specifically when something will occur or has occurred, status, indicating what stage of the life cycle the application is currently in, and lastly, not announced, indicating that the lifecycle information has not yet been publicly stated by the software vendor of the application. Then we have reports. The nearing end of support, extended support, and live reports are great for gaining an understanding of what has occurred and what will occur based on the date value. The all application report can be customized to include all the available lifecycle values to give you full insight. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I hope you found it informative.